both of us have gone, or after?
However you want to work it.
Cool. So maybe you guys can ask me any questions on the spot, and then we'll sit down after if you have any follow-up questions. So Georgia Tech grad, I graduated from here in '04, and immediately came and actually worked in this building doing professional services and selling recruiting and hardware, software, electronics, style professional services to startup companies. So I've always been selling, and I've always been using technology to get ahead in selling. So what we'll talk about with sales intelligence is really kind of a culmination of the things I've done throughout my career, and then meeting up with David and learning some of the things he's done and putting it into a software product. So I'd like to show this first. This is kind of a high-level overview for my philosophy on sales. If you look at the left-hand column, you'll see this, I call this like a sincerity range, from cold to warm. And then this is a reach range from one to many. So if you look at someone who's calling one person that they don't know over and over and over again, you classify that as cold calling. And it's typically the least effective way to go about selling a product or service. And traditional sales has always been very interested in being warm with their prospects, but limited in terms of how they could reach those people. Likewise, with marketing, you've got marketers who are most familiar with reaching out to a mass audience, but they're not as warm and not as sincere with that targeted message. So what we're doing with sales intelligence, and what David, I believe, is doing with marketing automation, is really generating this new quadrant of sales and marketing professionals who are able to reach out to a mass audience, but maintain sincerity and maintain this warm level of interactivity. So that's what we'll talk about with sales intelligence. And this is just a brief kind of overview of what I think sales intelligence is. We break it up into two categories. Think about all the people that you're trying to sell to. Companies and people. What sales intelligence does is it goes out on the web and it finds all kinds of information regarding those companies, regarding those people, and then piles it up and then delivers it in two ways. One is through these trigger alerts, and that's information that you get on a daily basis about the people you're trying to sell to. And the other is a way to use that information to rank your prospects based on their propensity to buy. So when you're ranking your prospects, you want to look at a number of factors. Sales intelligence takes the deals you've done before in the past and information on the web and tries to determine this ranking system so that you know who to pay attention to. So we look for information such as, are these companies similar to the deals you've done before in the past? Do they line up with the characteristics of the customers that you've sold to successfully? Are these companies growing? We measure a bunch of stuff on the web and say, this company is